guys, welcome back to a video. We are on here with some of our members in our Discord community. Deandra is here.
What's up?
Larry, what's your name in Discord? I don't think he likes his real name being said. Actually, it's Larry in the Discord. So,
yeah.
Of course, Seven.
He's got an alias.
But yeah, guys, we're on here with our Q&A session today. Just some questions and general discussion. And a little later, we're going to answer some more questions that are being sent in. So anything you guys want to ask or talk about?
I definitely do have some questions. You know me, Jared. I can talk. So if I tend to ramble, please let me know. But my question is, like, as far as like trading, and you guys have a lot of experience, like when you guys check the higher time frames and like, mark your zones, how do you go about, like, obviously I know you check the support and the resistance and you mark your zone, but how do you go about knowing if it really broke through that zone? Because I feel like there's been times where I've marked my zones and I thought it broke through, but it was false. And like, goes in the opposite direction. I'm like, am I not marking it correctly? Like, what's your method when, marking your charts?
Very good question. Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first, Brad?
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay. There's definitely a lot of false breakouts in Forex. I would say that's a very relative question. Like there are ways to know. I would say definitely check everything, the fundamentals, news. Sometimes the news doesn't react instantly. So sometimes there is an initial reaction on news that causes a false breakout of a zone, and then it still ends up going back in the opposite direction. Right. I would say, how do we know? There's always chance in Forex. There's always risk.
100%.
But I would say the way that we know when the market is really moving, definitely checking the RSI, checking other indicators, SMAs, just looking at all possible resources. I would say the news. Also, like Brad talked about in the video, I think that we just dropped yesterday, the depth of market, seeing how many trades are coming in at what lot size and how that may affect the market. So there's a lot of different tools and resources I would definitely say you can look at other than just like marking the charts. But yeah, I would say that's my advice for that.
Okay.
Yeah, what I would personally ask back is, you're talking about zones breaking. Are you saying that you're already in a trade and you're looking for a zone to break as in like anticipation to get out of a trade, or?
No, so basically before I placed the trade, before I placed the trade. And I find times I struggle with, I might see the prices right here, but I'm like, I can't really tell when the higher time frames, if it's going to be an uptrend, if it's going to start going up, or if it's going to start going down. I can't always tell. So, when I mark my zones before I place the trade, though, I'm like, okay, here I am. It's starting to look, a little bit bullish. Let me, mark my zone here, and then I'll place my buy. And then, I kind of know when to get out. I don't get too greedy. I know when to get out. It's just getting in and knowing when to get in and like, where I should start.
Gotcha. Yeah, so there's multiple different things that you would look for as far as confirmation, but as far as like false breakouts and everything, like Seven said, or Jared said, I don't know what you want to be called on here. I always say Seven, but
yeah.
but yeah, so like Seven said, there's always the chance, there's going to be these false breakouts. And a lot of times what happens is people are setting their stop losses maybe 10, 15, maybe 20 pips beyond that zone. So a lot of times you will see currency pairs push beyond that overall zone just to kind of do what's called a liquidity grab, where they're essentially pushing markets to an exact point using the depth of market, seeing the stop losses that people have. So a lot of times zones are pretty valid, but I would say that a zone, the reason a lot of people set up zones is just a horizontal line, and I don't like that, is because it's too minute. It's an overall zone. It's not just a thin line, like one price point. So I would say setting up the overall zone and expecting that pair is going to break 10 to 15 pips above that. And then as far as an entry price, waiting until it breaks back into that zone or uses that zone as a support to the upside or the downside, and just waiting for that confirmation further. And then just waiting, looking at the 15-minute chart. A lot of times what I do is I pull up the 15-minute chart for entry points, and I will wait until the previous 15-minute candle has been engulfed before I'll actually enter into a trade to get further confirmation. So utilizing the higher time frames, lower time frames as a whole, and just expecting that false breakouts are going to happen. It's just part of the game.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I was doing that. I see you guys, make the boxes in your videos, and I'm always like, I wonder. I use the lines, like just the horizontal line. And even though I use the horizontal line, I do keep in mind that, obviously it's a zone. It's not just at that price point, so I definitely do keep that in mind. But like I do at some point, I would like to learn, putting the boxes, and if it breaks out of a box or if it doesn't break out of a box, like even yesterday, I feel like gold was consolidating a lot, and I kind of just kept going up and down in a certain perimeter. So I placed a box around that, and I just kind of, traded up and down. It wasn't much, but it was, I just like to try a lot of different things. So thank you, Brad, for that. That's good to know.
Definitely. Yeah. It definitely takes time to get the hang of everything. But when we do live trading sessions and stuff like that, whenever you have availability, we're pretty flexible with that stuff. So if you want to hop on, we can kind of teach you more in depth how to actually go about it. And we can definitely do that as well. And we've hopped on with Larry before, as well as other people, and kind of showed them our process for actually taking a trade. So we can definitely do that as well.
That would be awesome. That would be great. I would love that.
And another thing with what I was saying about fundamentals in the news, sometimes the reaction time, like I was saying, it affects later than you'd expect. Like if the interest rates change, that's not going to be an immediate effect on a currency pair. It may have like an immediate big candle or movement, but that's going to affect more so on the long time frames.
Right.
One thing I would say too, with a lot of fundamentals to keep in mind, is a lot of the times these big banks, the big players in the markets, whether it's Forex, stocks, cryptos, any other market, a lot of these big players have this information before the consumer actually has this information, before the retail trader has this information. So just understanding a lot of times what causes these massive fluctuations in volume when news events drop is that consumers are now getting this information, but the big players have oftentimes already taken that information into account because they have insider information. So oftentimes, let's just say the overall trend is going to be bullish, that's what the big players have already indicated. The market's already going in a bullish direction. It may come bearish temporarily simply because consumers are now temporarily getting that information, kind of pulling back from liquidity grab, knocking out the average retail trader, and then going back in the following direction. Because we've seen numerous times, I'm sure you've seen it in your experience trading Forex, that a lot of times a news event will push a pair one way, and before it ends up coming back in that other direction. So definitely keeping that in mind as well.
Is that what you're talking about? I saw you posted something in the Discord app, and how do you say it? Discord? Is it Discord? Discord?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I saw you posted something in there, and you were talking about, because gold was very bearish, and you're talking about, I feel like, the banks are going to start pushing up the price, soon because of liquidity. They're trying to protect themselves. So I didn't quite understand it, but I remember seeing a comment that you put in Discord about that.
I'm actually thinking that might have been Hunt, one of the other members in the group.
Was it Hunt? Oh, okay.
I think so. No, you're good. But yeah, it definitely in relation to that for sure. Like I said, these banks have information before the average consumer has it, obviously, because they're going to be putting these things into place. So they kind of need to prepare for that. So a lot of times the banks have already taken that stuff into account before the average retail trader sees it. So it's not always what it appears on the surface. That's why I think pure price action, naked trading, technical analysis, looking at the charts and reading the candles and the charts like a book, and just fully trying to understand what is happening, what's happened in past data that you can then take and reflect into future data to predict and kind of decide where you think the markets are going to just overall go. So sometimes it's not always that it appears on the surface.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. That's the truth.
Larry, do you have any questions?
Yeah, not at the moment. I'm preoccupied for a second.
Okay. Just listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Why did you guys get into Forex in the first place? Like, were you guys into the stock market at first, or?
So I'm originally the one who actually got started with Forex. That's actually one of the questions that we were asked from another member. So that's great that you brought that up. But essentially, I was in the network marketing field. I've always liked sales. I've always liked trying to become my own boss and just work for myself. So I was in network marketing, not necessarily, in my opinion, the best place to become your own boss, but it is what it is. It works out for some people. So it definitely was a good stepping stone for me. I started with a nutritional company and worked with them I would say for probably about a year and a half. Worked my way up pretty well, sort of making decent cash, and then that company went under after being investigated as a pyramid scheme. So a lot of the people in network marketing, what they do is they hop from company to company. And a lot of my quote unquote mentors hopped into a company that I'm not going to announce, but it was one of the most popular Forex network marketing companies at the time. And they hopped into there, hit me up, said, hey man, it's this Forex stuff. So not only can you make money from recruiting people, you can actually make money from the trading. And early on, I didn't like the idea of recruiting people. I didn't like the whole call it a pyramid scheme aspect of things. So I started to take on to the trading very fast. After about a probably 3 to 6 month period, they asked me to start training some of their members. So I started doing it, and then I realized I wasn't getting paid for it. And I actually had a company before POE called Four Experts Academy that I had started with a previous partner that ended up falling through. Just wasn't prepared, wasn't ready. But that's kind of how I got started about 7, almost 8 years ago now in the Forex market. And hit up Jared, was like, hey man, I threw $100 into this account. I turned it into 300 in 2 days. Like, you got to get on board with this stuff. And we weren't really too involved with anything super entrepreneurial at the time. So we always wanted to be entrepreneurs, always wanted to work for ourselves and manage our own time and schedule. So he got on board with it.
Yeah, I think it was Four Experts that's when I first, I'm not going to announce the partner who was in that business either, but the partner that Brad had in that business was doing pretty good, and we were like, oh, it seems like he's doing really well with this Forex stuff. And like what Brad said, he put in like $100 and flipped it in a few days or in a day, and I was like, wow, that seems crazy. Yeah. So that was like 6-7 years ago, probably, maybe 8.
Wow.
And
I gotta throw in here for a disclaimer also. Back then, risk management, all of the true important techniques and methods of trading the foreign exchange market successfully, we were not applying. So just want to put a disclaimer here. Taking that $100 into $300 isn't obviously recommended. Over trading way too much, using way too high of leverage. So for anybody watching this, we just want to let you know that is not always the case, and we don't recommend trading like that, but that's how we got started. So
right. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I can say I've always been like that too. I've always wanted to work for myself. I literally since high school. I started my first business when I was 17, right after I graduated. It was a cleaning business. But unfortunately, I was very ill prepared. I thought I was ready. I'm putting out flyers, Dee Dee's Clean Up and Go. That's my nickname, Dee Dee. Dee Dee's Clean Up and Go, and putting out all these flyers. And I wasn't expecting to have the feedback that a lot of people were calling me asking about, oh, well, what do you charge per square footage? And how about for this business? And I was like, I just want to, clean up some houses. I didn't know, it was all of this. I just want to work for myself and charge people for residential cleaning. I didn't think anything, as far as businesses. Yeah. And it was crazy. So I kind of just let that go, but then I was like, wow, that's kind of what helped me believe wow, I can really do this. If you have the right, if you know what you're doing, you have a business plan set up, and you start the right way. I did not start the right way at all, but you can definitely do it. So I feel you guys on wanting to work for yourselves. It's not lit working for other people at all. It's not lit.
It's definitely not. Yeah, having to ask when you can go eat, when you can go to the bathroom. Yeah, it's not for me. I've always been rebellious. Anytime authority has told me to do something, I kind of wanted to do the opposite just because I don't like being told what to do. So.
I know. Oh my gosh. Isn't that, I'm trying to get out. Sometimes I can be like that a little bit, but I wasn't even thinking about doing something. But the fact that you just told me not to do it, now I'm like, okay, I wasn't even thinking about doing it, but now I kind of want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, literally me and Brad, I think we met in ISS, like in middle school or something. We were both like, I was drawing Illuminati symbols on the board and stuff and getting in trouble, like drawing all seeing eyes and all kinds of stuff. So that was the beginning of us even becoming friends. And
was this when you lived in Maryland?
No, this was in Spring Grove or York.
Oh, I was gonna say. Wait, Brad went to Spring Grove. Okay, so it was York. Wait, you went to Spring Grove?
Yeah, I went to Spring Grove.
Really? Okay. What class were you?
2014.
Okay. Oh, so you know Jocelyn?
That sounds ridiculous now.
That is crazy. I did not know you went to Spring Grove. That's so crazy.
Yeah, I transferred in about 10th grade to a different school up in Pennsylvania, Southwestern, which is basically Spring Grove's rival. So.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh wow, that's crazy. No, that's pretty awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah, Larry went there as well.
Larry, oh wow, okay. That's crazy. We're all Spring Grove, man.
Yeah, and we all kind of knew each other, or people that knew each other. Like JP was a friend of Larry's as well as ex of yours as well.
Yeah, right. It's like, that is so crazy. Yeah. I had no idea.
Which is dope, because a lot of people say it's lonely at the top, and it's like only if you don't bring people up with you. So it's like dope to have a community of people that we kind of grew up with, went to a similar school with, and just lived in an overall similar area with, and get to rise up together, make money together.
Yeah, so your sister, me and your sister made music together.
Yep. Y'all were in the talent show together. I had to give you that video. I gotta give you that video. I have it on my computer.
Oh my god, what?
Yeah.
No, please send it to me.
I swear I have it. You like had the afro going. I think maybe you had waves. I don't remember. But your hair wasn't long how it is now, and like you were doing the Michael Jackson moonwalk.
Yo,
like
please, I need that. That is crazy.
Yeah, wow. Jocelyn killed it singing in the talent. She killed that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I'm glad. It's like, I feel like everything, like the stars always align, because I have been doing, stocks, like, trading stocks. And then like I started looking into Forex, and like I just been doing research, watching some videos, not getting into it too crazy. I didn't know about it like that, but I wanted to kind of figure out what it was, because, whenever you day trade stocks, unless you have a $25,000 account, you can only do, 3 trades a week. So like I had to make sure like those trades that I would make, were some nice trades. Right. And so I knew that Forex, could have been like an alternative, but I really wasn't familiar with it like that. And
you were doing penny stocks, right? Originally?
Yeah, penny stocks, mostly. There's another one, it's called Takung Art. It's TKNG, TKAT. And basically that one is the highest stock that I've ever like done, but it was so volatile. Like it would be $30 one day and then go up to like 60 or like even 90. Yeah. So there you are, Brad. Now I can see you. What's up? So yeah, what I would do was, I'm like, okay, I have $5,000 here. Let me just buy this. And then once it would shoot up the next day, or even within that day, I would just get out of there and make a couple $1,000s. Like I would do that like 3 days a week. And then there's a couple of weeks where I didn't have that advantage, wasn't really going in my direction. So like I would have to wait a little bit, but that's also the nice thing about the stock market. You don't really lose money. You just kind of wait for it to go back up, because it always goes back up. That's one thing. A mentor that I heard, he said one time, he goes, stock market, he's like, if you're patient, he goes, all you gotta do is just wait for it to go back up. You'll make your money, just wait, and it always recovers. It might crash, but it always recovers. So
something you're going to teach us a lot about. Also, guys, this may be one, Deandra may be one of our future analysts for stocks, Forex as well. Definitely hoping she's going to be an assistant analyst soon. So I'm looking forward to it. Sorry, I go ghost sometimes. I get really busy. Like I know, like I'm always here. I'm like I'm here, but I'm not here, but I'm here. That's like our third business partner, which he's in the Discord, but he's, like I said in videos before, a shadowy figure who is he has amazing expertise in stocks and options. and he's going to actually start calling options and stock signals next year or later this year.
Okay.
Definitely constantly growing and expanding. This is just the beginning for Forex. Like in the near, like I wouldn't say super near future, but eventually we want to get a group of investors together that do real estate deals together. We're really trying to build an overall investment community. That's why, like on our Instagram and stuff, we talk about not just Forex, but just investments as a whole, because we want to expand and grow our assets. So
absolutely.
Definitely why we're profits over everything, not just like crypto over everything or Forex over everything, just overall profits.
Period.
Period. Yeah, let's move some packs. I'm just playing. I'm gonna cut that out. I'm cutting that part out.
We've already done that. I'm just playing.
I'll cut that out too.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm curious though, Deandra. How did you hear? It's Deandra, right?
Yeah, you said it perfectly.
How did you hear about Forex? Just out of curiosity, like originally.
So I was just watching stock videos on YouTube. I was just watching videos about stocks. There's this girl I would watch all the time. Her name's Black Girl Stocks, and like she's awesome. And I would watch her videos all the time, and then stuff would pop up for like there's like a trading app that I think is trash, but you know that's just my opinion. But you know people use it. Whatever. So that popped up and I looked into it. I'm like, oh, what's that? And I'm like, nah, that's not for me. Cause I want to just learn, you know, to do it myself, you know, basically. And then stuff for Forex started popping up, like Forex videos started popping up. Like, you know, what's the one dude, like Mamba FX trading would pop up, like, you know, flip, you know, $500 to, you know, $5,000 or like, you know, a couple other people. And I'm like, what? So then that's when I started watching some of their videos. And honestly, at first, I was like, is this real? Like, cause I never heard of Forex before. I'm like, is this real?
Right.
You know, I thought it was like, you know, I just thought it was like maybe some BS. I was like, I don't know what this is. But the one guy that I was watching, like he was showing on his phone, you know, like how he was flipping money and making money like that. And I was like, what, you can do this? So I started researching Forex. I'm like, okay, this is real. This is the foreign exchange market, you know? So I started looking at it. I started watching videos and honestly, I'd only been watching stuff for like a month before you guys popped up on my Facebook, or Jared, you know, with this Forex stuff. I'm like, what? Jared does Forex? Like, I'm just now like looking into this. And then that's whenever, you know, I started watching your videos, actually, some of your guys' videos, and I commented on your YouTube video. And then Jared messaged me, and then the rest is history.
Yeah.
Like, that's what happened.
Yeah. Now we're off to the moon. Let's go.
Facts. I'm ready. Yeah. But you guys really are, like, I'm not just saying it, but like you guys really are a great company. Like everything you have going on, people always, you know, not all the time, but I've had some people come up to me, hold on, sweetheart, and ask me like, you know, you should, you know, invest in my company, or you should do this and that. Like, you know, people I grew up with, or like, you know, even random people I've met. And like, you should do this, and they tell me about their company, and then hold on, and it just never felt right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I don't, you know, it never felt right. But whenever, like, just seeing what you guys are doing in your company, and like even like with Jared, there's so many different things you're doing that not everybody else is doing. Like, you guys really do have a broad range. Like, you wear a lot of hats. Like, you're not just focused on one thing. You want to do a lot. You want to earn profits. And you just, the signals you put out, like, I don't see people put out signals like that. And I'm not even hyping y'all up. I'm being dead serious. Like, a lot of times they'll be like, oh, like you guys literally say, sell at this point, you know, or buy at this point. Like, you know, you have the number there. You know, not everybody does that. And I feel like because they're trying to help people, you know, without helping people, if that makes sense. Like, you know, I'm trying to help you. I want you to be part of my company, you know, maybe catch some pips, but not too much. You know, they don't want to look out like that. But no, like, you guys really want to see people eat and win. And I love that. I love what you guys stand for and everything you're doing. And I believe in your company. Like, I think it's gonna, like, it's gonna be lit. I'm excited for y'all.
Yeah, that means the world. I know you're not trying to hype us up, but I'm hyped.
No, you should be. No, like, oh, you should be. Like, you guys are great, and you're very thorough. Like, you explain, like, you're very, I don't know, you're just very thorough with how you explain everything. You just get right to the point, and you're honest. A lot of people don't have integrity like that. Oh, they just tell, they're like, oh, you can lose a little bit, but I'm telling you, you're going to win. Like, you're like, look, we lose too, but we're winning most of the trades, you know, we're winning our trades, we're making this money, and the proof is in the pudding. Like, you don't just talk, you know, you walk the walk. Anybody can do all this all day, you know, but no, you guys are killing it. Like, I'm really excited to be a part of this, for real.
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
Building an epic team.
Yeah, build this community, build a team, help people along the way. Like that's definitely the mission. A lot of people definitely overcharge for just basic signals, basic education, basic training, and we're definitely giving away a lot more value than a lot of these guys. And
definitely. You guys want to hear a story real quick? You know, I know you don't want the video to be too long, but this dude, he's actually a client of mine. He's a really good guy, and he always tries to invest. And I'm like, listen, you can't really, if you want to day trade, my personal opinion, for what you want to do, like at least have $5,000 if you want to make some money. A couple $100, you're not going to see anything. Have $5,000. So he's like, well, I gotta wait. So I told him about Forex, and I told him about you guys and what you do. And he's like, oh man, that's awesome. So after I cut his hair, you know, I was showing him some stuff and, you know, kind of explaining things to him. And it doesn't help. There's a language barrier a little bit. He's African, you know, so there's a little bit of a language barrier. I know it's a little bit hard for him to understand, but like I've seen people all over the world, like, you know, do Forex, you know, they understand. So long story short, this dude, so I told him, he's like, oh, well, can you just do it for me? And I'm like, no, like I learn it. Like I sent him you guys' page, like, you know, the website. I said, you have to, like, you know, take their course, you know, they show you everything and they're great. And I said, sign up for their signals. And he's like, well, what's that? And I said, well, basically you sign up for your signals. You don't have to do anything. They tell you when to buy, when to sell, and you make your money. And then he goes, oh, okay. He's like, well, how do I do that? So I was showing him. And then he's like, you got to pay. And I'm like, yeah. I said, it's just, you know, $6 a week. He goes, $6 a week. I was like, is that a lot for you? I'm like,
right.
I was like, that is so affordable.
Right.
Yeah, like what you said, you literally made $80 off of a signal, like quickly.
Yeah.
And that's like what, 3 months of membership.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and I mean, we're giving people literally access for free. So, I mean, there's literally no excuse. I mean, I hate to say it, if you sign up even for the platinum membership at about $20 a month and you can't afford that, then there's probably something wrong. And if you just don't have much capital right now, we're giving 7-day free access to help you start at the silver rank, make enough money to cover that silver membership and slowly build up your account, work your way up to platinum, and just continue to build and grow with us. And, you know, we're really giving away a lot of content, a lot of value for free. You really are.
And as you post more things and your profits and results and like your community grows and people are like, yo, you guys have to go to these guys. People, listen, you got to sell to somebody that wants to buy it. Somebody that actually wants to invest and make money and they see your worth, your company's worth, they're going to do it. You know, I feel like everyone has money. You just choose what you have money for. There's no way you don't. To me, I'm like, wow, times must be hard. You know, but I feel like people always have money for what they want to have money for. I feel like a lot of times people are just skeptical when it comes to investing in themselves or like, you know, just learning different things. They become skeptical. But why? You know, what's the risk? You know, I'll cancel. If that's the case, I'll cancel my Netflix membership, you know, for a month. It's going to make me some money just to try it out and see, you know, but I'd be telling y'all people about you guys, like seriously, like how awesome it is and how the signals be hitting.
Just gave me a hella fire ad idea. Talking about like the price of our membership compared to like Netflix and stuff. Be like, look, cancel that subscription, hop over here, start making money. Like you're gonna pay a subscription, it might as well make you money.
Exactly. Yeah. Yo, I love that. That's dope. I love that. I say go with it. Take that. That's dope. Yeah. Like if you're paying for it every month, why just pay for it? Because you're gonna, I'm telling you, like with y'all signals, they're going to make their money back. They're going to, you know, and more. They're not just going to make that back. They're going to make that back and more. And then if they continue to grow their accounts, it's going to change their life, you know. But you have to really want to change your financial situation. Right. You know, like
it's kind of like I'm going to basically say in our next trading advice video. I'm not going to give away too much because then it would take away the context of that video. But like people say like, oh, I didn't choose this life. I didn't choose to be this way. But in my honest opinion, the lack of choice is choosing by default. So if you say, hey, I want a healthy body, or hey, I didn't choose to look this way. I didn't choose for my body to be this way. I didn't choose to be sick. You're making the decision not to do the opposing thing, to actually be healthy, to be fit, to be in shape, to be successful, whatever it may be. So by default, you're automatically choosing the opposing thing. Like,
I couldn't agree more. I actually saw a meme and it was talking about, you guys might have seen it before. It's talking about choose your hard. They're like, it's hard to wake up at 5 every morning and go to the gym. it's also hard, you know, to wake up and, you know, sit on the couch all day and get up after sitting on the couch all day. Like, you know, days where I have my lazy day and I'm just laying around all day, my energy is down. I don't have as much energy versus like, you know, lately I've been getting up early, working out. Like, I feel good. And it was talking about choose your hard, you know, like it's easy. You just got to choose your hard, man. Like, I feel like you said, I agree with that. Like, you're choosing your lifestyle. Like, oh, I didn't choose this. No, like, you have the choice in life to change your life, you know? It's just, you're choosing not to.
Exactly.
Like, it's all about choices. Yep.
Definitely. Dropping fire on here.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, this would be dope. Yo, Jared, we need to get like a soundboard and like have some like, some sound, whenever something like this drops. Like, to let people know, like,
yo, I love that.
I think Zoom might be able to do that, but definitely OBS. We'll set it up. That's like where I can hit a button and it's like, whoa.
I can do this.
Like the audience in the
background. Yeah. Different sound effects. Yeah.
That's funny. No more. No more.
The bleep button just to bleep out if we curse.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that, literally.
No, I love it. That's funny. Yo, I feel like I don't see a lot of people do videos like that either. Like, I feel like that would definitely bring something different to the table. Like, that's I'm sorry, that shit's funny. Like, I love watching videos like where they bleep stuff or like in the background, like people are booing. Like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, we have some very different content coming out. We recently had our little lifestyle video, us rapping. You guys see we make music as well. Eventually you'll have to play some guitar for us too. We'll have a song featuring Deandra.
That would be dope.
I will. I definitely will.
So we have some way different content coming out. Our other ad videos coming out that look a lot different than our regular YouTube videos. So stay tuned for that, guys.
For sure. I love that video, the lifestyle video too. Like, because it shows like you guys are just chilling, you're making your money, you're not going to work. Like, people, like, you can live that kind of life where you don't have to, you know, clock in and clock out. You know, you can play your games, like, do what you want to do. Like, not just have financial freedom, but just have freedom, like, more time. Like, when you work for yourself, there's more, it seems like there's more hours in the day. Like, there's more time to get stuff done. And, you know, why not? I also saw this thing. It's like, why work 40 hours a week making somebody else's dream? I said I'd rather work 80 hours a week, you know, to make my dream come true than to work 40 hours a week to make somebody else's. And I was like, bars.
Yeah, facts. The facts, no printer.
Yes.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, real quick. We had a question, Jared, from one of our members. It's actually one of the new members that just hopped in there. I think his name is like Jack Frosty or Frosty Jack, something like that. But he said, how did you develop better discipline? I find it hard to follow through at times, and I'm curious how you guys mastered this. This is part of the reason I started following you guys. I found you on YouTube, and you guys are helping me understand Forex and myself better. Which is a fire.
Yeah, I think the thing was losses, like just getting slapped, getting wrecked in Forex and crypto as well. Missing certain opportunities and realizing it was just my discipline, patience, perseverance that I needed to develop to get better. And we've been trading 6, 7, 8 years, and it's just in the last 3-6 months that we've really developed the strategy that we're just really building our accounts up and just growing and helping people. So it was mainly just taking losses, and hopefully you guys can see the losses we took and learn from it without getting hurt yourself or taking those losses. But I know some members are going to do that. Not calling my brother out or anything, but I wish JP was in here. He
good testimony.
He is now saying that he wish he would have learned from some of our mistakes. He's taken some decent losses recently, but he's starting to really build his account back up. And sometimes it takes getting slapped in the Forex market. And
yes.
That's honestly why I think, like, eventually in the future, I want to have like a boot camp that's for like people that work for us. And this, I don't want it to sound weird or off, but like, I think, like you said, getting slapped sometimes, I think that's why military training is so powerful. Like, you're literally training these people, beating them down, exposing them to their rawest selves, and showing them like, look, here's what you need to do if you want to stay alive. Follow these orders. This is what I've said. I've made those same mistakes. Just follow through with what I'm saying and you will come out alive. And I think it's the same thing with Forex, like getting slapped around a few times, getting beaten down, exposing your actual flaws deep down, that you lack the discipline. And I'll also say that if you're lacking discipline with your Forex trading, odds are you lack discipline in other areas of your life. So what I would recommend doing is, even if it's 1 to 2 things in the morning, set a schedule for yourself. Wake up, hit a 10-minute exercise, listen to an audiobook on the way to work or whatever you're doing throughout your day. Just set small little goals to slowly start building that consistency and discipline, and it will filter into every other area of your life. So if you're not disciplined with Forex, odds are you're not disciplined in other areas of your life. But definitely, that's a fire question. I couldn't
agree more.
Thanks, Jack Frosty. Or Frosty Jack. Sorry for saying your name wrong. Hopefully.
He actually just signed up today. So
yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. That is a great question. I was telling Jared before you hopped on, Brad, about I probably lost like almost $6,000, if not a little bit over, like within a very short period of time. Just trading too aggressively, not being patient, and like you said, lack of discipline. So I agree with that. If you give people the raw and the honest, this is what you need to do. Stop playing. Discipline yourself. Not just here, everywhere, because it's a habit. If you form that habit, a good habit, it's going to show in all aspects of your life. So I absolutely agree with that. So yeah, I haven't blown an account in a little while now. So let's knock it good.
Building that up, yeah.
Yeah, the account I have now, I have an account with my dad. My dad saw what I was doing, was like, wow, like, you're really making money. I want to put 10K in. So I have an account with my dad that has, he put 10 in it and I put 2 in it. And that's got like almost 16,000. And then I have another account that was just me, and I built that up. I put 5,000 in it, and I built it up to almost $11,000 as of today.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So I've been doing pretty good with it. Yeah. It's been
nice.
It's been awesome. And with the help of you guys and like Jared, like your signals, like everything, like Jared was telling me, I do a lot of I just like to scalp and get in and out. But I'm starting to find that I am a swing trader. Like I love catching them highs and just letting it ride out, towards the night, or like at nighttime when it's dropping, just, buying and waiting. Like, that's been my thing lately. So
hitting TPs is so satisfying.
I know.
It's like, damn, my analysis was right. Like, damn, this feels good. Like, wow, it worked.
One thing, I definitely do a blend of scalping and swing trading, but one thing I will say, especially for people just getting started, is that scalping a lot of times, it gives you almost near instant gratification. You're in a trade for, at most times, maybe an hour, sometimes 15, 20 minutes, and it's giving you this instant gratification. So when people start actually taking losses from that, it's going to hurt. But when you're actually kind of like baking a cake or something, it's easy to go to the grocery store and buy a cake, but if you bake it yourself, you allow it to cook properly, put in fresh ingredients, that cake's going to come out tasting so much better. So
that's the truth. And you have that pride too, like that sense of pride, like, man, I did that. Like,
exactly.
It's a good feeling. Yep.
Yeah, and scalping, I wouldn't say it's easier, but I mean, since it's quick, catching 10 to 15 pips real quick, a lot of people can do that, but actually predicting a solid 50 to 100 point move, which we do all the time in our Discord community, that actually takes true skill. You can actually, like you said, it builds pride. You see that what you predicted actually panned out, and it shows that you know what you're talking about. So
exactly. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, you guys are awesome with that. That NZD USD trade, I was telling Jared, or was it? Yeah, it was. That trade, I held that. Like I had to hold that for like a day. But man, when it went up, like that turned around and it went up like crazy. And I'm glad I held, because I made a good couple $100 off of that. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I was so hyped. Man, these dudes are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like, "Dang, there's only gonna be 2 other people on here. I'm not sure how this video is gonna turn out." But we're dropping fire. This is
yeah. Oh yeah.
Good conversation.
Sure. Yeah, it's great conversation.
About to be ending out this video, though, guys. Thank you guys for coming to this Q&A. Hopefully next month a lot more people are in here, but I know everybody has different schedules and things they have to take care of. But definitely grateful to Larry and Deandra, some of our best students, for coming and joining us on this call. So,
thanks for having us, guys. It was great catching up, and thank you guys for all the information, all the gems you gave me. It's only gonna make me a better trader. So thank y'all.
We will have some in-person meetups soon. Me and DeAndre were talking about us all getting together with our significant others and just hanging out and getting to know each other more too. So we can definitely plan for that soon.
Yeah, definitely. And get those asses tapped in Mortal Kombat, because my husband and I don't know if you know this, we're gamers too, and Mortal Kombat, that's my shit right there.
Bro, I can wreck anybody in Soul Calibur, but Mortal Kombat, I'll still play you.
Yeah, all right.
We'll play both. I'll bring my desktop because I have everything on there.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's perfect.
We were playing some Soul Calibur, some Mortal Kombat. Yeah,
that'll be dope.
Action pips at the same time.
Yeah, it's dope. And this is just the beginning. This is our first workshop. Doing these as of right now every single month, but we're going to start doing them weekly and possibly even a few times a week in the moving forward. So definitely, this was dope.
Yeah, it was. Definitely. It was so dope. It was great talking to y'all. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thanks for hopping on. It was definitely dope talking.
Awesome. Yeah, you too, guys. All right, bye. Bye, Larry.
Peace.
All right, see ya.
Mommy.